Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Shan Janae coming to you guys with another video. So today's video is just going to be a tad bit different. Today I am going to be just talking to you guys about an experience that I've been having, and I'm going to document this journey every month for you guys to do like an update or whatever. But before I get into it, y'all, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hello to all of my beautiful new subscribers. I see you, and welcome to the family. If you have not, go ahead and hit that notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload a new video. And so yeah, let's get right into it. If you are a black woman, you know how it feels to, directly deal with doctors and stuff like that. So I haven't shared this with you guys, but y'all are family, so I felt like this would be a great place to bring up this discussion so we can all talk in the comments. So I know I'm not the only one going through this or have experienced this, so I thought it would be really good to come over here and just share this with y'all. So in the past, I have experienced being a black woman and dealing with doctors, them not listening to me, them trying to put give me medicine and stuff like that, just to kind of just brush over stuff but not really solve the issue. So about 2 years ago, well, I'll just back all the way up. So I started birth control in college, and I was on birth control for maybe a year. Well, after that year, I just got off of it because I just really didn't see a need for it. I wasn't having sex like that. It just really didn't faze me, so I got off of it. Well, after I graduated college, about a year after I graduated college, I just started like randomly bleeding, and I bled for like months. Well, I think it was like 4 months, and so I went to go see a doctor, and of course the doctor was like, put me back on birth control. They didn't try to figure out what it was. They just put me back on birth control. And at that time, I'm like, I'm not ready to have kids, blah, blah, blah. I have a boyfriend. So, we'll do birth control. Well, the birth control made me gain a lot of weight. It caused me to be really, really depressed. So about, I'll say I was on birth control maybe about 2 years. So I got off birth control. And I got off birth control like that January of 2019, and I started bleeding I think in March or April, and I bled until like September. Okay, so this is where the big issue started, and this is where like I came to the realization of the medical field is a scam, and it's all about money. And yeah, doctors aren't really here to help you. Like, they're nice, don't get me wrong, you meet some really nice doctors, but for the most part they like to put a cast on the issue and don't really try and figure it out. They do what they can. I feel like they do what they can to get you out their face. So I went to about 3 doctors. Everybody was just trying to put me on different types of hormone pills, different types of birth control and stuff like that. And I got to the point where I was just like, can you guys like go inside and see what's going on? Well, after I requested that, because everybody just kept trying to put me on pill after pill, because I was just bleeding so much, then the first ultrasound tech did not even like the doctor. They did not even let me see my ultrasound. So they're just like, oh, nothing's wrong, we don't see anything. But I never got to see it. They're still just trying to like push birth control on me, push medicine on me, instead of really and truly trying to figure out, okay, well, if we don't see anything on the ultrasound, then maybe it could be something else. It could be a hormones, it could be a weight, it could be anything. Well, they didn't say that. They tried to put me back on birth control. So my aunt told me about her doctor, which is not too far from here. I had to drive back like an hour, 15 minutes. So I called his office, and when I went to see him, they did an ultrasound. Now this is around September of 2019. So when I went to go see that doctor, he immediately did the ultrasound the same day he saw me. And not only did they do the ultrasound the same day they saw me, but they actually turned it and let me see it. So at that time, they showed me that my uterine lining was really thick, and that at that time it looked like I had polyps. And then they also, said it seems like your hormones, especially now at that point, my hormones were all out of whack, because I had been on like 2 to 3 different type of pills, and another hormone pill. But so it was a lot going on. My hormones were just all out of whack. So I went on like a Thursday, and the doctor scheduled me for a DNC, which is typically used for women who have miscarriages. You know, especially when there's a lot of bleeding and stuff like that. They go in and kind of, in layman terms, scrape the uterus. So I had surgery that Monday, and the doctor's plan was, of course, back to the original plan, put me on birth control. So he's like, yeah, we're gonna have surgery, we're gonna do the DNC to stop all the bleeding, and then we're gonna put you back on a birth control pill, so that, you know, it keeps your hormones regulated. And so at that point, I had been bleeding for so long. Just think, like April to September, like that is a very long time to just be bleeding every single day. And I've seen on TikTok and stuff where girls are like, they bled for 3 years, and oh my goodness. But it's a shame. She was a black woman as well, but it's a shame what our bodies have to go through. Okay, so back to the story. After I had the surgery, I started the birth control. And I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. I never wanted to be on birth control. I just never wanted to. I wanted my body to be in its natural state, everything regulated. But at that time, I was just so, y'all, I was so tired of bleeding. So I did the birth control. And so now here I am 2 years later. I went to see a new doctor. She's actually a black doctor, and she's holistic. And I went to go see her about a little over a month ago. Just explained all of my different issues to her and everything like that. And y'all, when I tell you, I sat in her office for, I want to say, an hour. And she really showed me, not only was she nice, but she cared. She really cared. She, you know, we went through like possible things of what it could be. You know, she wrote out this whole plan of what we're going to do to try and figure out what's going on. And it just made me realize that, especially as a black woman dealing with the healthcare system, it is like truly depressing. In layman's, it's depressing because it feels like nobody ever listens to us. Especially, you know, I feel like we have it hard out here, especially in workplaces and in society in general. So it's like, you know, we are the components that reproduce. So we birth kids, like we have to walk around and have a period. Like it's so many things we have to deal with as women. So and on top of that, being a black woman, it's just like nobody ever listens to you. And so it was just really refreshing to find a doctor that really and truly cared. So what's going to happen is she told me to get off birth control. So now I've been off birth control for a little over a month. I think I stopped the 19th of June, and it's currently, no, it was the 19th of May. Yeah, it was the 19th of May, and now it's July 2nd. So I've been off birth control for a little over a month now, and I think I'm learning how to regulate my cycle on my own. So I'm not going to tell y'all what I'm using just yet, just because I want to make sure that it continues to work. But I am using natural herbs to try and regulate my body. What the doctor has put me, you know, the type of plan she's put me on is basically what happened is she put me off birth control when I saw her in May, and she told, you know, I have a doctor's appointment coming up in August. She wanted my body to be in its natural state with no hormone pills or anything like that. So I meet again actually with the fertility doctor starting in August. I think it's like August the 18th, and then 2 weeks after that I'll have a follow-up again with my doctor so we can see, you know, what hormones are going on. Is it my thyroid? But the doctor, the new doctor that I'm going to, is a basically a fully black staffed doctor's office, and everybody from the fertility doctor to the doctors to the nurses, everybody is African American. So that made me feel really comfortable. Everybody was nice. So what I'm getting differently now is that instead of trying to cover up the issue, I have a doctor that is actually going to try and find out what the issue is. And so I want to document that process here with you guys. And so I'm just going to come on here like maybe once a month and just share with you guys how it's going, where I'm at in the process. Today is July 2nd. I had my period starting the Monday before last, and it lasted 6 days. Yeah, it lasted 6 days, and so far, fingers crossed, I'm not bleeding. I've just been drinking like a herbal tea just to try and keep things regulated, and actually really watching my diet. I haven't, yep. So I haven't been eating sugar like that. I the only thing sweet I really had is like a sweet tea, and then when I get a sweet tea I get a cup of water as well, just to kind of like balance everything out. But I haven't had anything sweet. Been staying away from a lot of calories, trying to watch my weight, and just trying to keep myself regulated. So I'm going to document this process with you guys. I know how it is in healthcare, especially for African American women, so I'm sure there's someone out there that can relate to this story. If you have any tips about anything that may have helped you along the way, if you've experienced this as well, be sure to comment those below in the comment section. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this journey and sharing this with y'all. I'm excited. I feel great. I will say, since I've been off birth control, I feel amazing. I'm not as depressed, I'm not as emotional, and I'm just going with the flow. And so it just shows you know, what those hormones can do to your body, okay? Because if y'all go back to my old video where I talked about like my depression and stuff like that, I was on birth control then and it was terrible. Birth control had me enrolling back in therapy, which is not a bad thing, and I'm still going to continue with it. But yeah, it's so many hormones in your body and it just throws you all the way off. And I just feel like, you know, doctors, they don't really try to understand what's going on. They just want to get you out of the face. And no, so I'm on a journey to actually regulate my hormones myself and take care of my body and get it back in its natural state. And so I want to share that with you guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. So we'll check in next month. I'll let y'all know how things are going. I'll see you beauties next time. Bye.